this is continuing on Sunday, August the 4th from Saturday, August the 3rd in the evening. This is about 10:40 in the morning, it looks like. The sun is in a different angle, it's higher overhead, and I'm hoping we can get a different perspective. There is absolutely no wind blowing. I will be mostly flying with the wind at my back, or the drone's back, or the drone's left side. And if you see any tree limbs moving or tree leaves blowing in the wind, it's because I got too darn close. And in a couple places I did get real close. So I really appreciate it. I know some of y'all took the time. This is going to be another about 20 minutes, maybe not quite that long. And if y'all will continue to bear with me, we didn't see it. We went down there, and I've laid down in a zero gravity chair. Sarah's laid down in a zero gravity chair. We took binoculars, and we've looked all up through that tree. And you think you'd be able to see the damn blame thing, but you can't. And I'm sitting in a regular little straight back chair right now, and trying to lean my head back. I'm back away from the tree a right good ways, so I don't have to lean it back too far. But this is killing me. And I had an Android phone and my iPhone both tied into the drone's camera. So I had one as a view screen and she had one as a view screen, and we found out real quick that was a waste because you can't see it as good. The 5G Wi-Fi coming down from the drone is okay and everything, but it just doesn't do it. And see those leaves blowing right there? That's a direct result of the drone sitting right on top of them. And this is actually the feed on the SD card, and it's not bad, but it's still. This is a $200 drone, and part of that, I got real close right there, shaved some of the damn leaves off. But it's a $200 drone, and that's 3 batteries included, so you know you're not getting much of a camera. You're getting a pretty good drone, and anybody that says this drone is not stable, they just need to watch this video right here, because I couldn't ask for anything out of this drone other than what I got. I mean, the drone behaved perfectly. It done exactly what I wanted to do when I wanted it to do it. And the camera looks good. Right here, the camera looks good, but it really is lacking in some detail. And I don't know. I mean, it's just, you can't expect nothing better. Not for less than $200. But I had the clock set for 7 o'clock, and I didn't even hear it go off. Believe it or not, it's got it set on a ooga horn, but I don't hear it. I'll reach and get it and turn it off. I don't hear it. Sarah woke me up about 7:30, asked me if I was going to get up. It takes me a while to get things. Most people need coffee first thing in the morning. A cup of coffee don't hurt me none, but I could use a little bit of something else to get me going in the morning. So it took me till at least 10 o'clock before I felt like getting everything ready, and it took that long to get my batteries charged. And because I about forgot to charge the batteries. And so I'm down here trying my best, and bless her heart, she's hanging right in there with me. She's telling me to get the hell away from the tree, and I'm telling her I think I'm alright. And we were both right. I needed to get the hell away from the tree, but I was okay. I can't look at the screen. There's no way in the world I can look at that screen and fly this thing. The glare off of any kind of light on that screen, it just makes it almost unreadable. At this point in time, the screen, the only thing it was good for was me to glance down at it every now and then and make sure that the camera was still recording, and it was, thank goodness. But I haven't watched this video yet, so I don't know. And right now I'm watching it in a little editor view screen, and I don't know how big that thing is, but it is 10 by 6 the way it's set up right now. That's all it is. And if I move anything at this point, try to make it bigger, I'm going to screw up the audio and everything in it. And she did something after a while that after we got through flying and everything that I wouldn't do. She got in the car and drove over to that butthole's house to see if it had by any chance gotten loose and got over there. And I didn't see no way. I don't see no way. She went in the tree, and I was not able to look where it was going in. And she was running around on the ground trying to keep up with it, and it was getting away from her. So she's not 100% sure where it went in the tree at, because she was excited, and you can't pay attention all that much. I'm going to make a noise right here, and I ain't going to be able to stop it. That was me snorting some nasal spray because my sinuses give me a fit. But she went over Butthole's house to see if it had gotten loose over there, and it hadn't. She hadn't found it. Either that or he found it and trashed it, because he never would bring it back. We don't get along at all. And I wouldn't have gone over there for the $200 thing. If it was laying in his yard, I'd have went over there and I'd have took a gun and went over and got it. But I ain't going over and asked him. I don't think she asked him either. But she just looked. But I don't see no way for it to penetrate that tree. And I know it went in that tree because I saw little pieces of little twigs and leaves, not much, maybe a handful at the most, coming down the way I usually sit. It was coming down at about my 2 o'clock in my eye if I was facing ahead, and that's all I saw. I don't know where it was at, but I can't see it. But like I said, we was out here last night late with flashlights, hoping to find some reflection. And Bill, it does have lights on it that flash, but with a battery life of 18 to 23 minutes, and what the hell is that? I don't think that's it right there. No, I think that's just something else. Anyhow, Radio Bill, even if the lights had been flashing, if it's upside down, I probably couldn't see the lights flashing, but they wouldn't flash more than however long it takes for them to run dead, and that didn't last. They don't last. There probably is some way I could put a light on them and tie it into an external battery and get some more light on it, but she has done told me she was going to hell somewhere out in the middle of the desert, and fly. She wasn't going to be no more damn trees. She wasn't going to quit. She promised me she wasn't going to quit. But if we can't find this drone, we'll get her another one. And she says she's going somewhere to fly where it ain't no darn trees. And I told her, I said, well, you put one drone in a tree one time. You still got at least 2 more before you catch up with me. And then she pointed out that I did get mine down. But it ain't over with yet. We just haven't got hers down yet. If it comes up a windstorm this afternoon, that'd tickle the devil out of me. Blow it out of the tree. We can repair it. You can buy parts for these things. You can rebuild the whole thing. I don't know how much water soaking if we have a thunderstorm and it rains and things get soaked and all that. I don't know how much that'll take. But if the wind blows, you can bet your butt we'll be sitting down there in the truck probably if it's raining, and if it ain't raining, we'll be sitting down there waiting for that thing to fall out of the sky or fall out of the tree. because it is a darn good drone. And like I said, this is all my fault. I have drummed and drummed and drummed, just like I had it drummed into my head. Put things back where you got them. Leave things as you found them. Don't make a mess and then don't clean it up. So I have done that to her, and she's got to where she will bring stuff back and at least put it back close to where she found it, and that's all I'm asking. But I forgot to look at the settings, the flight characteristic mode and all that stuff that she was in. I think she was in beginner's mode, and I took it out of that. And I know for a fact that I didn't put it back. And that's probably what it was. She picked it up, and instead of, she just assumed that since I'm such an ass about wanting it done, that I done it. And I didn't. I didn't put it back in beginner mode. It's my fault. And I was pretty damn close right there. I was trying to get in there, and she was hollering, back up, back up. And I was going, huh? Because a lot of times all I hear is just, I don't hear well. It comes from years of playing loud rock and roll music, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, you name it. I loved my hard rock and roll. At the time, it was hard rock. And I worked on everybody's go-karts, mini bikes, put straight pipes on them. I worked on all that stuff for the simple fact that we couldn't afford one, and if we had been able to afford one, it would not have been any money spent on Charles. I wasn't too grumpy back then. It wouldn't have been any money spent on me to buy me no go-kart, no mini bike. So I worked on everybody else's to get a chance to ride. And I worked on the high-powered V8 motors, which we used to drive as a kid. I didn't get my driver's license when I was 18 because Daddy wouldn't let me get them. So I had to wait till I was 18. No driver's training. Insurance was through the roof. But Daddy couldn't take my car away from me because it was my car. And everybody else's daddies, when they bought them a car when they were 16, they get mad and they take the car away. I leave the house with a burning rubber and just squalling the tires. And when Daddy say something, I say, it ain't your car. You ain't paying for shit on it, so don't get in my way. And that made me feel pretty good. Pissed him off, and I don't care. But all the open headers, all the loud music, all the firearms, all the fireworks, everything loud. All my jobs have been loud. Have taken a toll on Grumpy's hearing. And I'll be listening to a conversation, and what I hear is nowhere near what was said a lot of times. I hope y'all are watching the video and ain't paying this. You just listening to me out of one ear and watching the video out of one eye or both eyes. But what Grumpy hears in a conversation is sometimes nowhere near what actually was said. But my version is a hell of a lot funnier than their version was. I take Sarah with me and make her sit where I can look at her real quick, and she's a good sport about it. Somebody will say something, and I'll jerk my eyes, and she'll interpret for me. If it's somebody at a function we go to, go out to eat, maybe back when we had friends, that was close right there. That was really close. But back when we had friends, or I had friends, she still got friends, but they don't come around like they used to either. And that may be my fault too. But back when we go out to supper with friends, I would sit, whoever the main person was that I would be there with, I would sit them in front of me because I can gather in my hearing what was being said and read their lips to get what I missed. And then if it is somebody's wife or girlfriend or something or other was sitting beside of them, I have trouble with the female voice octave. It just don't register. Sarah says that's because I don't want to hear what a girl got to say, but that's not true. I love talking to women. I think they are very interesting, confusing as hell, but very interesting. I just soon talked to a female as I had a male, and but the octave of their voices just doesn't register with me. had my hearing checked, and the guy said he didn't understand how I functioned at all, and I told him sometimes I couldn't. But somebody's called Miss Bly. I don't know whether it's her brother or what, but I'd like to get him down here. He can't. I don't want him up in no tree, but he'll figure out a way to get something where we can find that thing out of that tree. And cause her brother, 2-Bit Bot. Look up his YouTube channel, 2-Bit Bot. I think it's all one word. His name is Charles also, and he's a good guy. He's crazy as shit, but he's a good guy. And he would be dangerous because he's genius level evil. He can come up with projects. He's got the tools to do a lot of them with, and if he don't have the tools, he'll fix it. But if we can get him down here before we have a storm, we'll have a better chance of finding that thing, because he'll come up with something that I ain't thought of yet. Because he thinks way, way outside the box. He don't even think the box is there at all. He's hardly in the same room. And if you hear something in the background, it's a TV going down the hall, and I don't want that, but I can't stop what I'm doing right now. I don't want to get no copyright infringements. So hopefully you don't hear what's going on down the hall. This video ain't got that much longer. It's going to turn into about almost an 18-minute video. And I was up in the air just a couple minutes, checking their stability and everything. And I'm going to land here because I'm so darn tired, and I don't want to run out of battery and everything. So anybody wants to know, these things are getting about.
Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. Y'all have fun. Play safe. And remember to always endeavor to persevere.